Artbreeder is an app that uses a GAN or a generative adversarial network to create an image. Basically, it has a bunch of images that it's studied, and it can draw details from those images to generate new images. Here's an example of an image that I generated. This was adapted from a photo that I took on my phone. So let's go ahead and dive into Artbreeder, and I'll show you how to create your own reference images. We'll go to Create in the top right. Then we can choose what type of image we want to create. There are landscapes, portraits, and all kinds of other subjects. I'll choose landscape. We can compose an image, or we can upload our own image to start with, or we can animate an image. Let's choose upload. You can only upload a handful of images with the free version. The images you upload also have to be under 8 megabytes. I'm going to choose a reference image that's kind of ordinary and just doesn't excite me enough to use it, like this image of a marsh. After the image has been uploaded, it'll take a short time to process, so in the meantime you can go to your profile, and then your image will appear under Images. What you see here is your processed image. It only slightly resembles the original because there's been some randomization applied to it. The sliders will allow me to control that randomization and add or remove details from the source image. It's easier to show you rather than try to explain it. Let's just move the chaos slider a little bit to the right. This adds some more randomization, and I can keep doing this as much as I like. You don't need to make such large movements of the slider because a small movement can have a huge impact, as we'll see shortly. I'll reset the chaos effect to its default. Now let's try adding in some visual detail that is not already present in the source image. Let's see what happens if we add some mountain details. It makes the background hills and tree lines slightly more elevated and rolling. If I add a little more, it starts to morph some of the distant trees into rocky textures. If I max out mountain, it doesn't look very mountainy, but that's because we need to tweak a few of the other settings. I'm going to reset the mountain property. There is some more advanced stuff you can do to blend images together, but you need not go that deep into it to get some great reference images out of this app. Let's return to the image of the marsh and let's play with some other settings. Vegetation adds plant details to the scene. Red sky creates a sunset effect in the sky and adds shadows to the ground. Adding some river really changes the image. It goes from a marsh to the interior of a forest. It also looks like a watercolor painting. Once you start to see something you like, try to move the sliders to make it more clear. For example, I may want to keep the detail, but alter the colors in the scene. I'll add some blue. Since this looks like a forest, I'll also add some trees. This is another example where some of the other settings are ruining this effect. As you can see, too much of some of these sliders will just wreck the image. If I use a lower value, you can see that it does try to find details in the image that look like tree trunks and make them look more defined. I'll reset tree. There is an art slider if you want your image to look more artistic, but we'll have to have the right settings to use this. It doesn't help this image since it already looks like traditional media. I'll reset art. Sunlight will add a directional light to the scene, as you can see on the far right. I'll reset that. The greens are blown out, so let's reduce the saturation. I'll also tweak the brightness. Now let's return to the chaos slider. This has been set fairly high, and if I move it to positive values, I am randomizing details in my image. But if I lower chaos to a negative value, then I begin to gradually blend my source image with external source images hosted on Artbreeder. These images are public domain, but be sure to read the terms of use. And if I start to slowly increase chaos, the detail will begin to gradually morph into my original image. Higher chaos also makes the image look a lot softer and more painterly. I'll keep playing with the sliders until I get something I'm happy with. It's really a back and forth process. I'm starting to see this group of trees that I like, so I'll try to enhance that. Lowering the chaos a tiny bit is helping the randomization look more natural. Just a few more tweaks and I'll be done. I think this is it. To save your image, click the Save button, then click the Export button underneath the image. You only get a few downloads with the free version, so export wisely. All of your exported images can be found under Image Downloads. You can view the image full size and then use Save As to save it to your computer. I'm going to upload another source image and make a few more reference images. I'll return to the default processed marsh image and see what else I can get out of it. I'm starting to see a desert canyon scene. I'll tweak the colors to make it look more artistic. I'm happy with that, so I'll save it. You're not limited to landscape references. You can also choose from portraits and other types of imagery. Here's an example of a face I generated. I can paint this person without needing a model release. As with the landscapes, I can easily move the sliders to add or remove features. There is some artistic style baked into the image. You can choose to keep that or discard it. Ultimately, I plan to just use these generated images as a rough guide, and I will add my own details. There are imperfections, for example, the ear is not very well defined, and there's a strange crease underneath the lip. So take this illusion of realism with a grain of salt, and don't directly copy these images if you're worried about accuracy. Now I'll work with the ocean landscape. I'm composing a reference image. It's amazing. This reminds me of viewing some of the small islands in Washington from atop a mountain. I want to keep it more like a view from the beach, so I'll aim for that. As soon as I saw these characters on the beach, I was sold. Talk about happy accidents. Now at this point, you may want to make some edits in Photoshop to clean up the results from these generated images. For example, the horizon is not level, so I'll need to fix that. I may also want to paint in some indications of how I want to change the lighting or add details, like on the stones. I'm not trying to paint over this or create photo art. I'm just cleaning up the reference so that I can paint from it later, probably during a live stream. I can use my imagination to see details that I will try to enhance. It's almost like the roles have been reversed, and now I'm enhancing the details that the AI generated. You may also want to use the color palette from your reference image, or you may not. You could sample some of the colors and make swatches to paint with, or you could even make a color gamut mask. This really is a revolution in how artists choose reference images. It eliminates some of the frustrations of working from reference, like having to worry about copyright infringement, or just not being able to find the right image even though you have so many to choose from. You also don't have to travel to faraway places to photograph them, you can simply generate a scene. At first, these generated images already look like art, so why bother even painting anymore? Well, aside from how sloppy these images are in terms of cleanliness and structure, they're also lacking a story. At this point, AI can make something look like art, but it is unable to use that to tell a story or offer commentary. So if you're edging because you think AI is going to wheeze off your gig, just chill. Humans are always going to appreciate art made by other humans. This looks cool, but I can make something better that looks more like a painting and less like a digital acid trip. What do you think about generating your own reference images? Is it killer or crusty? Comment below and let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.